The goal today is Laguna Hills. There's a cliff, there's a house. We need to get perfect measurements so that we can build a really cool project for them. When it comes to an appointment like this is the first appointment. On-site visit is what we call it. It's so important as the designer to walk on the space and take it in, because I like to see where the back doors are, where the view is, where the kitchen is, so I can place the barbecue area or the spa near that. Obviously, you need the detailed measurements for the cool 3D that we do that doubles as the blueprints to build it. I think it's important for the customer to think about how they'll use the space, more than just like the one-time Thanksgiving meet. I mean, that's important, but like every weekend, is it gonna be you guys in the hot tub? Do you wanna do like Sunday family hangouts in the California room with the barbecue and like swim? I like to hear how they're gonna use the space so I know how to kind of format and place the spa, the pool, where to put the benches, if there should be a jump spot. Because when I was a little boy, I wanted to jump and like cannonball and do the competitions with my cousins, with my brother. All right, we're almost here. I love this neighborhood. Jeez, check out these homes. Oh, we're gonna be right here. We are here. We are gonna go meet the homeowner again and take our measurements. Have an awesome on-site visit. Let's go check out the yard. Good morning.
Lachlan.
Yes.
How you doing?
Good. How about you? This is Esther.
Hi, Esther.
This is my bodyguard.
Gotcha. Well, head on back. I'll be back there in a minute with you guys.
Sounds good.
Good.
Good morning, guys. Okay. First thing, we look for like gas in the electric meter. He's already run some lines. We've got a blank canvas here. Look at this, no concrete. They already did all the demo. Look at this view. Okay, can you see why they want an infinity edge here? Okay, so I've got this like Canvas app, and this is where I end up drawing the house out, and I'll draw the property line, and I'll draw where this retaining wall is so that I can get my measurements and turn it into the 3D model. It's important to draw the house because number one, we're looking for machine access, which it's obvious right now it's gonna be this way, but I need to know how big of a machine we can get back here. So I'll end up measuring the property line in straight points, which you'll see later on. And that's gonna help our plans be super accurate, that we help submit to the city and for the permit process, as well as find our square footage for the concrete and the scope of work, and make sure that everything fits and it's all to scale. I need to know where this is, because this is, I think, how we're gonna wanna frame out the pool from the center of the house. This is like the California room hangout area. So this is gonna be an important hangout spot. Bro, I'm sure it's crazy.
Wow, right now because it's all dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So right now I'm just drawing out the house.
Yeah.
I am curious. Okay, so I know about the pool.
Yeah.
You mentioned like barbecue area. This is the kitchen.
Right,
How do you see?
So right here we already plumbed it from the new gas line that's there. We teed off, and here it is, huh?
Okay.
And there's a drain there too, and there's conduit for electrical that will be run down. So that's all in the system. That's all in there.
Okay.
So that conduit.
Feed. Okay.
Agua's there too.
Sweet. So sink.
So it's all right here. So we don't have the actual look of it yet, but it's going to be a structure that is kind of somewhere in here. And then we're still studying what to do for shade.
Okay.
It could even be just umbrellas that we put in here, or we might build a structure. I'm going to build a wood wall. We'll just call it wood.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really cool. Up against that,
Yeah.
I used to have a honeysuckle there. It was 6 foot thick up to the top. It was a big honeysuckle. But over the decades, other plants got into it, and I had to get up and cut it all the time. So, took it out, and that gave a lot more distance. I mean, that honeysuckle came up in here.
Dang.
So we're going to clean that up and make that a real cool decorative wall.
Okay, I like that.
And so, yeah, barbecue's going to go here, and then, you know, we're going to have some kind of paver, of course, all the way through, the big pavers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure yet if they're going to be on sand base or if they're going to be on the cement base. Probably dressier out this way,
Yes.
perhaps, and maybe a change in through here, but pavers all the way through here. There'll be pavers in between the putting green and the pool. That's also going to be pavers that are running through there and coming back and connecting into the pavers that are here.
Okay.
I'll have a walkway along the house on the back side. Don't know if it's going to be a cement pour. Don't know if it'll be. Sometimes I thought of I've got a whole bunch of lumber down there.
Yeah.
The wood, the old green wood that used to. It's the best. I even thought but anyway, I'm going off. That's not important. So, and then migrate out through the front down the road. But we're gonna get the backyard, and because you guys have bobcats, and everything's gonna be. These guys too are still bobcat, and those are the guys that did this work.
Okay.
Those are the guys. You can't get any better dinero and hard-working men as those guys.
Oh yeah.
They were engineers. Those guys are engineers.
That's good.
So, so that's kind of the plan.
Okay. I am curious, when you barbecue, are you the one barbecuing?
I guess. Yeah.
Like, do you want to see the view?
Oh,
Or do you, like, most people,
they want to eat and see the view. Yeah.
but we don't want to put the cook in timeout either.
Yeah, that's not a big. I see this view all the time.
Maybe something like
It
this,
sure could be that way. Yeah, it's not.
seating here, that you could see the cool wood wall,
Yeah.
and you can still see the yard, and then it kind of hides the appliances from this view, so it still looks pretty.
Yeah, something like this. Again, I'm focusing on so much other stuff, but something
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, at one point, I thought I could come off because they're going to be very rigid steel structures on these 4 columns up that high. And then I thought attach something on the house and maybe triangular to little commercial. And over there, I want to do it too. Triangular kite. Have you ever been over to Laguna Beach at the Pageant of the Masters where they play songs and music at that? Have you ever seen those structures that are?
I don't know if I've been there. The triangle kite, it's like a canvas top?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's umbrella type. I don't know. I thought of these things. I could even build a structure out here. We do want to bring in this used to have an overhang that came off the old fascia of the house. It was a solid roof. It had wood up underneath, and it came all the way overhead. It had 3 columns, so you'd walk out. And this was all roofed.
Okay.
Ping pong tournaments here.
Yes,
There
yes.
were Spanish tiles that were down there. Because all the new lines I had to put in, electrical and the drains, we knew we had to tear it out. So we did.
Okay.
I don't advise it. I don't advise it. If you're going to do it at your age now. But anyway.
No, I like it. We can plan so we know where the posts will go and make sure it's not going to get in the way of the flow of everything.
There could be a post. I thought of that too. There could be one post on the barbecue structure itself that then could anchor a roof or some type of thing. If I wanted to triangulate off, that's a distinct possibility.
Okay.
But yeah.
Sounds good. And then when it comes, I guess the one more thing is like the putting green.
Yeah.
How do you see that space? I know you have the drawing and you did not want it boxy, you wanted it kind of like the free form, curvy.
Yeah. It's I think the first adjective to describe it is a shield. You know, the old fighting shields, and they looked like this, didn't they? Didn't the old fighting shields that you guys in school, huh?
Yeah,
The Roman
when we
times?
used it.
Yeah. So take that shield and lay it down so that the wide parts are in wide parts. So that the putting green's going to come out to here. And I envisioned, so the pool is roughly where it's at on the, you know, plus minus. But that's where that 46-foot pool is right there now, symmetric to the columns. And you know, if it turns out we're going to do a 45-foot or a 48-foot, I think we're going too much bigger. So you can visualize the spacing that I have in here.
Yeah.
So the putting green, I want to have a hole that comes around this guy. This guy's going to have water.
Keep this, leave the tree in the middle.
Yeah, I'm going to have seating around here. I'll have to weed this from time, that's minor, but I'm going to have a circular seating. And then the part of the shield I envision, I'm going to have that walk that comes in through here. So I envision it coming back somewhere in here.
Okay.
And then you're right, I'm going to have some kind of little retaining back here. God, I don't want to lose this. This was so much more vibrant, but I don't have water going, so I'm doing the best I can.
Okay.
And my neighbors, but I envision with a fringe. I want a rough and a first cut. It's going to be real professional. So it's going to come along here. This will all be graded out. It's going to come along here. I think I'm going to kind of just fake grass, right up to this. Remember, we're going to be lifting this, and then I envision this over here at this height. You know, I'm just going to be coming into here type of thing. I don't know that we'll expose a lot of that, if anything, or practically nothing.
Okay.
Then the whole thing's going to come over this far.
I like that. I like keeping the tree too.
Yeah, that's a sago palm, dude. That thing is older than you, her, me, combined age, and then add about 50 more years on it.
Oh my.
And then come around, because you see where the pool is, so this is going to be paver out here, or some kind of walking through there and connecting with the nice stuff we have through there.
Okay.
And then there's a possibility, now I do not have that plumbed, but the gas line that is plumbed over there, and there's also a gas line plumbed right there where that one is, okay? Not water, but gas.
Where the upside down pot is with the PVC?
So we see a fire thing over there somewhere.
Okay.
And I envision rectangular, not round. I envision long with nice seating on the side and one of those glass. I mean, I want it to be 6 feet, even 7 feet.
Okay.
A seating area there and a fire pit. Doesn't have to be right there because we can plumb off of that. I've got all the big deal. It's cheap. That all adds up though. Say things are cheap, it all adds up. I have the gas line, the yellow gas line. You know what I'm talking about. And that's there. But I could even run another one because it goes right here. There'll be some digging. Those guys are back. So I could have the gas line dug and brought out here too, if I want. And do another fire ring, or out here to give the look, maybe instead of the fire pit that we got whatever out there. Yeah. We'd have that look out here. It's possible. I'm going.
I kind of like it over here too because of the spa.
Yeah.
The putting green. So like this is gonna be a cool hangout area.
Right.
We can play with that on the design
Yeah,
though.
something like that.
I love it. How do you like the natural sunlight now with the big sliders?
I always had, there's this house, you guys, I don't know that I'm going to be cocky here. I don't think there's another house around that has so much natural light that what mine does. It's because there's no house around it. It's because of what we did. And it's cool, but there's a little negative to it. There's always pluses and minuses. And the minus is almost too much light. I've got, they're not X-out light, where you see through them, that go up and down. Not in the great room. I have it in the bedroom now.
Okay.
But furniture gets bleached real quick. Carpet gets, I'm not a Roy, but in 5 years, all of a sudden you'll be looking as a lady or man and you'll go, why is my bedspread now different colors and bleached out?
All the sun coming in.
And can you imagine with the pool reflection that we had already, but now even the pool's moved over, kabing, kabing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
And it's also a love-hate relationship.
You'll love it when it's all done. You're in the painful construction phases. You've been in it.
Our neighbors are putting in a pool. They're getting quotes right now.
We've been working with them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I think we're meeting with them later today.
Okay.
Again.
We have to get, with anybody, I got to get to that stage. And I hope Anaheim doesn't say to you or to me, you got to put $150,000 in caissons. That's gonna spin it crazy. And that's not anybody's fault. It's just what it is. I hope that's not the case because of the gradient of. I had a couple of the pool guys say, it's my opinion, but I think you're gonna be okay because you're not on a cliff. But that's just.
Yeah, you are on a cliff, but we'll see what we can do.
Right.
We want to work with you. If that doesn't pan out, then let's do an adjustment.
Well, that's what it would have to be. I know. God, I just hope that Anaheim doesn't do the biggest, most expensive suggestion.
Yeah, I
It's
hear
not even
you.
a suggestion. They demand it, and you can't get the pool built through the city without doing what they say. I know.
Yeah.
So that's where that's at.
So I just need to finish drawing up this side of the house, that property wall, and then get this curve. This curve over here, because it drops down 3 feet, is going to be very important to know. So flip it this way. I don't know if you can see the property line, some trees. I'll end up taking all the measurements so that I'll be able to draw this on the 3D perfect to scale. Challenges here is this cliff. Because, here, come here, check this out. The challenge is this house is built on like a cliff. So to get a pool right up here and to keep it from sliding off, there's going to be some extra engineering. That's going to be the challenging part because that gets expensive. But maybe it's worth it for this killer view. I think so. Something important, when you're spending a ton of money, when you're dropping a Lamborghini in your backyard, you're gonna want to be able to see it from inside. You don't want to hide that investment into your house. You don't want to hide it off to the side. You want to see it, kind of show it off. So the customer wants to keep this palm because he was telling us that tree is older than me, probably older than the invention of pools. So he's gonna have like seating around it, around the the putting green. It's gonna be super cool. I like keeping that palm and like building around it. I think that'll create a really cool vibe, especially with that golf turf around here. So now we're gonna take this and you'll be able to help me measure. So number one, I start on the house. I gotta get the measurement for the house so I can draw it out, and then I start to get the distance for the property walls. Want to take this side? We're gonna come, you hold it on the corner. If you just hold it like right here. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just like where that part's there. I'm gonna stretch it, and then I'll rip it off. Good morning. $78.3. We're gonna do one of these. A helper makes it a lot easier. Otherwise, I gotta get really creative and like hook onto things. You're helping me out a ton, I appreciate it. I need to get the house to scale so that when we draw the pool, it's all to scale and we know the real numbers. We don't wanna do any guessing work. That way, that's how we provide an accurate bid, and the 3D that the designers draw will be used for the plans and the permits. Yeah, we'll measure the yard. I just start on the house first so I don't miss a measurement, and then when I measure the yard, everything is to scale. I'll show you how that's done so far. We got this, so we just need to get this side and then this side. And then we'll start getting the property line. And then we'll want to get that tree placement so we can put it in the design exactly where it is. Now what's important is finding this. So first we're gonna run like a straight line, because straight lines are very easy to draw in the software. And then I'll want to find out where this corner is. So let's draw that. Okay, so now we're gonna want some measurements straight off of these pillars, so I have more touches on this wall. So I take the measurements from the pillars because I know we've already measured and know exactly where they are. So if I take the measurement off that to find this wall, they'll be accurate. I'll show you, because I like to work in straight lines because those are, like, I know where these points are exactly. And I'll be able to connect the dots, kind of like that game. I don't know what it's called, but there's a game as a kid I played. If you want to do it right, you got to get real measurements. Some people just do a satellite image, but it's not going to be to scale or anything. We want to make sure what we propose is real, the numbers are real, and that it's actually going to fit. cool. Check this. So we've got all these measurements. Boom, boom, boom. I'll be able to draw this property line. I can find out where this wall is. Yeah. Gas and electric is over here for the runs. I'll just get the distance to one of this or one of these, but we'll do that after. Now, I need pictures and videos to make the 3D model replica of this house. We took our measurements of the house and points for the property line so we could draw everything out to scale. So when we build out the pool and the placement, we know exactly the scope of work and that everything's gonna fit, and we can plan for the whole yard. Got all the data we need. We just need to go back to the office, draw it up. It's gonna take a lot of time, but it's gonna look so good and be so worth it.